E-commerce, 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 e-commerce. Everyone is out there wondering, hey, how do I cater AI voice agents to one of the biggest industries out there that would genuinely change entirely if we implemented AI voice agents in them? So Horizon AI, we have finally gotten time to go ahead and create this little tutorial for you guys so you can understand exactly how to create e-commerce customer support agents with a knowledge base attached, and also the ability to create a token or a ticket or whatever it is to go ahead and get further information from an actual live agent and stuff like that. So without further ado, my boys, this video is going to be split in 3 separate parts. You know how it always runs. We got the good old demo, then we got the good old call flow, and then finally we have the good old initialization, which, as we all know, is us actually going ahead and building this step by step, providing all the blueprints, providing everything, the make.com scenarios, the Vapi prompts, stuff like that. Everything will be provided so you guys can literally follow step by step. So without further ado, let's get to the demo.
Hello. Thank you for calling Gymshark customer support. This is Alex speaking. May I have your name, please?
My name is Ibrahim Alex.
Hi, Ibrahim. It's great to speak with you. How can I assist you today? Are you inquiring about a product, an order, or something else?
Yeah, so I wanted to know more about your guys's, you got that nice, I don't know, I don't really know the name of those, but those nice gym shorts. The red ones.
I think I know what you're talking. Got it, Ibrahim. You're probably referring to our popular red gym shorts. Let me give you some details about them. Our gym shorts are designed for performance and comfort, featuring lightweight, breathable materials that are perfect for workouts. They often come with features like sweat-wicking fabric, adjustable waistbands, and zippered pockets for convenience. Do you happen to know the specific style or name of the shorts you're interested in? If not, I can help narrow it down for you.
You know what? I heard somewhere that you guys have this ticket system. Can I get a ticket, please? I want to talk to one of your guys, on a call or something like that. Maybe in person.
Of course, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, I'd be happy to create a support ticket for you so our team can follow up and assist you further. While we don't currently offer in-person support, our team can definitely reach out via email or phone to help with your inquiry. Could you please provide your email address and a brief description of what you'd like assistance with?
Okay.
I'll make sure to log everything for you.
Okay, thank you. So my email address is ibrahim123@gmail.com, and just give them the description that, I'm trying to understand more about these red shorts.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Just to confirm, your email address is ibrahim123@gmail.com, correct?
At gmail.com, yeah.
With the description of your... Perfect. Thank you for confirming, Ibrahim. It'll create a support ticket with the description that you're looking to understand more about the red gym shorts. Let me quickly set that up for you. One moment.
Alright, my fellow brothers, we got the call flow. Let's dive straight into it. So this works like all the other tutorials that we've done. It's an inbound calling agent from what you just saw over here inside the demo. Basically how it works is that when the call is triggered, when we basically type in the number and call it, we go ahead and on make.com, we get the assistant from Vapi. After we literally pull out the assistant from Vapi, we basically connect the call using Twilio and just connecting both of them together. After that, we go into the actual call in which we can answer questions from the database to get information. A database is basically something with question, answer. It's a simple sheet, a document out over there where you can just fill it up with information and stuff like that about the business. After that, we got the feature in which we can book a ticket if no information is provided inside the knowledge base, or if further information is required, or if there's any trouble and stuff like that, we can go ahead and book in a ticket. This works something like a token, anything for a customer support team to come in and look, hey, we have a ticket. We have a customer who's interested in talking to us and stuff like that. He's booked in a ticket. Let's go and respond to his issue, stuff like that. And then basically, when the ticket is created, we obviously send an email to both parties to basically notify them that, hey, you have a ticket booked and someone just booked in a ticket. And then after that, how it always works. We send the end of call report to the actual client, the customer, the e-commerce store, whatever it is. We got to do that because we get the recording, we get the call logs, we get the transcripts, we get everything. That is too much data to put aside. We go ahead and we send it back to the client. So before we actually dive into this, I want you guys to know that we have created the literal exact knowledge base and the exact customer support prompts that you guys have to follow to do this step by step with us. So we will be providing all of this in the link below. And along with this, we have the 2 make.com scenarios that you guys are going to use to go ahead and literally build this entire system out. So without further ado, my brothers, let's get into it. So your first step is like always, we go over to Vapi, we create a new account, and we log in onto the good old assistance page. Just go ahead and click platform, click assistance, go ahead and type whatever you want over here. I'm just gonna name this Gymshark agent customer support. Simple. Now we're gonna do the blank template, not customer support, because no one likes these given templates. We have to make it personalized, we have to make it great. So let's go ahead and click create assistant. Now after that, you guys will be taken to a page like this, and like all of the other tutorials I've explained, that we have 5 to 6 different models over here, and these are basically tabs: transcriber, voice functions, advanced analytics. This is all stuff that you can configure inside Vapi. Literally do no code stuff and build entire voice agents without having to learn code, without having to learn Python, Java, any of that. You can build fully developed AI agents with no code and just prompting. So let me show you. So before we actually go ahead and plug in all the data, I want to explain this a little bit further. You guys got your provider over here. This is going to be OpenAI. This is basically the LLM, the large language model that we're going to use to basically provide the ability for the AI to actually talk and generate text and stuff like that. After that, we got the model. This is just the OpenAI model. You can use GPT 4.0, 3.5, stuff like that. You can use real-time API, but this is just a model. Each different model has different costs and different speeds. As you can see, 450 ms, that basically means latency. That basically means how long it takes for the model to actually generate text or generate conversation and stuff like that. So this is actually a very important thing that you guys have to focus on, because if your agent is too slow, latency is too high, it's not going to sound real at all, and no one likes a lagging agent like that. So you have to make sure your latency is the lowest. After that, we got the good old knowledge base. This is where you guys can go ahead and plug in the actual Google Docs, this thing over here, in which you have all of the knowledge, the question and answer, and you can just plug that in right over here, so that you can literally tell your assistant to, hey, go over to this knowledge base and answer from this place. Then after that, we got the good old temperature. This is basically how willing the AI is to respond to your exact prompt directly. You know, sometimes inside the prompt we label like you should respond like this if this scenario comes up. So this temperature is just giving it like a hook. Hey, I'm gonna pull you over here. If it's low, then that means obviously I'm gonna pull you harder. If it's high and loose, then I'm gonna leave you a little bit loose. It's like a fishing rod and you're a fish and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the best example I got over there. So anyway, after that, we got the max tokens. This is basically how many tokens you're gonna use while generating an actual conversation, while generating speech per actual conversation stamp. But this doesn't have to be configured at all. 250 is normal, 250 is fine. So after that, we got the good old detect emotion. This doesn't really do a lot, but I just like to turn it on. It basically feeds a little bit more information, saying that this is the tone of the conversation, this is the emotion that they're handling and stuff like that. So I would just leave that on. After that, we got the good old transcriber page. This is where you can go ahead and get your call recording, you can get your good old transcript and stuff like that. This is where you can literally extract the exact words out of the call in the conversation that happened. After that, we got the good old voice. This is where you guys can configure from the thousands of voices that they have over here inside the voice library. We got 11 Labs voices, we got Rhyme AI, we got all of these. We got multiple accents over here, a lot of accents actually. So to say that you want something like, let's say, American German, you can just click this and it's just gonna find you the American German thing right over here. This is also where you can actually configure your background sound. If you wanted to sound more realistic, you're obviously gonna choose something like office, so there's office noises in the background with speaking and mumbling and stuff like that. Now anyway, after that, we got the good old functions. This is basically tools or acts or actions that you can do on the call, that your assistant can do on the call. This can either be done without the knowledge of the actual user on the call, or it can be done with the knowledge through an action. Something like, hey, create my ticket, I need some help, can you go ahead and create my ticket? That would be an actual trigger or a function called create ticket, and then the action would happen to create a ticket. And then down over here, we just have some extra configurations like the end call phrase, enable end call function, stuff like that. And then after that, we got the good old advanced tab. This is basically some configurations you can do. This is all the stuff like, you know, the wait seconds, and then we got the voice seconds, the back off seconds, the silence timeout, maximum duration. You can configure all of this stuff inside Vapi so that you can literally just make this so concise and perfect for whatever client you have out there, whatever business you are. Then after that, we got the good old analysis, and this is just some extra parameters. This is actually the exact data that you're going to extract from the call, the structured data, the exact data you're going to extract from the call and actually send over to the actual customer. So the end call report is all done inside this tab over here inside the analysis. So without further ado, my brothers, let's go ahead and let's plug everything in. I want you guys to head over here and just literally go ahead and copy everything that we've went ahead and done exactly for you. Just go ahead and paste that in right over here, and nothing else has to be changed. Let's go ahead and add GPT 4.0 cluster as our thing, and then we can just keep this as OpenAI. We can go down over here, we can change our temperature to 0.2. Then I actually want you guys to head over to this files tab, and I want you to go over here, click file, click download over here, Microsoft Word doc. Go ahead and download that and just click over here and just plug that in right over here, and you should be looking at a page like this. Now after that, just go ahead, go back to the assistance tab, go to the knowledge base, select the knowledge base right over here, and we're just gonna go ahead and copy in the first message right over here. Boom. And we're just gonna paste that in right over here and click publish. And of course, you know how it goes. We need to click detect emotion because why not? So after that, we're gonna head over to the transcriber. Let's go ahead and switch this over to Nova 2 phone call. We found that that is just best. You guys can go ahead and configure the background denoising, whatever it is if you want. Just go ahead and click voice. Over here, we're just gonna select office as our background, and we're just gonna change this over to 11 labs, and we're gonna select the model as 11 lab E2 turbo and click publish. Now we're just gonna head over to the functions tab. We're gonna do enable end call function. We're just gonna type this as goodbye. Boom. Now let's just go over here. Let's do smart endpointing over here. Let's go ahead to the maximum duration. Let's just change it to 300. We found that's best over here. You know, Vapi should really just add the ability to just type over here. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at 307. Who cares? Okay, anyway, after that, let's go ahead and click just end of call report. We're gonna delete this stuff over here. Voicemail message doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and do this goodbye. Boom. Select item messages. Obviously, are you still there? Go ahead and click publish. Now we're gonna go to the analysis, and this is where we're just gonna literally copy everything from right over here. Just go ahead and copy this over here. Boom. Go back over here, paste that, delete, go over here. We're gonna copy this stuff over here. Just literally copy and paste everything, man. We're gonna do this to a pass fail right over here. Boom. And now we got the actual structured data, which is just parameters you can take. We're just gonna copy that, go ahead and paste that in right over here. And now we're just gonna go ahead and click publish over here. And yeah, that's the main part of Vapi literally done for you guys. So you guys can go ahead and click talk with assistant up here to test what you want. Maybe go ahead and change the prompt if you want. Maybe you don't want something like the name Alex and stuff like that. You can go ahead and change the voices over here from the voice library. You can just click add voice ID manually. Go ahead, go over to the voice library and just find your best voice over here. But anyways, we're gonna get into what really matters over here. The two make.com scenarios, the create ticket function, then we got the end of call report. So let's start off with the function. So to create the function or tool, they're basically the exact same thing. You just have to go over to the functions tab, click select tools, click create new tool, and we're just gonna go ahead and click new. We're gonna type make.com. We're gonna head over to make.com, and remember boys, your make.com scenarios are literally in the description below. Just go ahead, download the file, go over here, go to import blueprint, and you're gonna be on the exact same page as me. All you guys really have to touch is just go ahead and create your own webhook. What that looks like is you just have to go ahead and type webhook over here, make sure it's a webhook receives data, and we're just gonna click add, and you can name this whatever you really want. Let's just do something like create ticket function. And boom, you just click save, and you have your webhook right over here. You just have to click copy address. But since we already have that over here, I'm just gonna go over here, and we're just gonna copy this address. We're gonna head back over to Vapi, and we're just gonna go ahead and create the tool right over here. So click save, click next. We're just gonna go ahead and fill this stuff in from our good old sheet over here. You see this tools/functions prompt. We're just gonna go ahead and copy create ticket. Boom, we're gonna paste this in over here, ticket. We're just gonna go back over here, just go ahead and copy all of this stuff. Everything is literally labeled, man. It could not get easier than this. Take a description, boom. This is just the exact stuff that we want to extract from the actual call so that our assistant can do its function or its tool or whatever it needs to do. We're just gonna make sure that we get everything over here. We're gonna get the name and the email next. Name, this, name, boom, save. Next we're gonna do email. This is the user's email. Simple stuff. We're gonna go ahead and copy this over here. Now this is the literal only function that we have to use. So create ticket, we're just gonna label that like this. We're gonna make this as 1 moment please, and we can just do this as just give me a second. Now obviously all of this stuff that I'm configuring, you guys can change this to whatever you want. It's very plug and played for you, so you can just go ahead and change the tiny things that you want to change. We're gonna go ahead and click create, and boom, there you go. You got your function right over here. So the only thing you really have to do in make.com for this little ticket function, whatever it is, the only thing you have to do is just play around with this node over here, the set multiple variables. I want you guys to make sure that these aren't ghost variables. What a ghost variable looks like is something like this down over here. Make sure it doesn't look like this. If it looks like this, you guys just have to go ahead and re-plug in the data from right over here. But if you guys just imported the blueprint, it should just look normal, and it's gonna look like this. And yeah, just make sure that this stuff is plugged in. We're gonna go ahead and break down the exact scenario right now. So to basically understand this scenario, it basically goes from the webhook into the actual ChatGPT node to go ahead and get and generate a ticket. After that's done, it actually goes ahead into the create JSON, or sorry, parse JSON over here. That basically turns the result of ChatGPT, the basic ticket ID, ID and turns it into a variable that we can go ahead and email to both parties over here. You can see over here we have a new ticket was just created by the user's actual name, and we just have, looks like at now the customer name has just created a support ticket, and then we just give the ticket ID that we just got from ChatGPT and the parse JSON, and we just basically update both sides saying that, hey, you have a ticket made, here's your ticket ID, you have to use this whenever you want to talk to a customer support and stuff like that. And then we just send a webhook back to the actual agent saying that your support ticket ID is ticket ID, so we can actually tell it to them. And yeah, that's the literal basic flow over here. You guys can obviously go ahead and adjust this however you want, but it's all plug and play for you. Just make sure that when you go inside the ChatGPT node, you have to actually create your own ChatGPT up over here. So I'm going to actually show you what this prompt actually looks like. You check this out, it's just generate a random 6-digit ticket number. We just tell it to output in JSON, only follow the example, and we make sure that our response format is JSON object. Obviously you guys can change this to 0.05. I forgot to do that, but yeah, that's basically it. You guys have to add your own connection into ChatGPT. You guys obviously have to pay for ChatGPT. You guys can just plug something in like $5 and you're gonna be set for like a year or something like that. It's very cheap, so just go ahead and do that and click OK. That's the literal ChatGPT node. That's all it is. And if you can see over here, obviously we have the result of the JSON string, so we just go ahead and plug and play the data right over here. And as you can see, we just got the result over here for the ticket ID of a random ticket. If this is a ghost variable, just literally go ahead and run this once over here. You can just plug and play the data like this. Go over here, paste that in, and you guys literally have your variable right over here. So now anyway, make sure you go into the assistants, go over to the actual tools tab, the functions tab, and actually select your tool over here, click publish, and you guys can activate it by going ahead and going over here, running the scenario once, wait for new data, and just going ahead and talking with the assistant. That way you're gonna get a webhook response right over here when you do the trigger, which is, can I create a ticket, or I need some help or something like that. You're gonna get a response over here and you can configure everything over here. Anyway, after that we actually got the good old end of call report. This is the probably simplest thing out there. It's basically whenever the call is done, we go ahead and we send the report back to the actual client so that they can actually monitor the data and also know how their analytics and stuff like that is going, and how many people are actually creating tickets and stuff like that. You can pair this up with a CRM system, you can pair this up with any notification system. You could get a WhatsApp notification if you really wanted, SMS notification. There are thousands of ways you can do this, but I just have it simply connected to email. So if you check this out over here, it follows the exact same ideology. Just go over here and go ahead and import a blueprint, and you're going to be on the exact same page as me. All you really have to do is go ahead and configure this node over here, plug in your API key, your client email, and obviously we got the ghost variable over here. This is actually the phone number that we get from the actual webhook for when the call is actually happened. So you guys can just plug this in if you want, or it's going to be automatically mapped because it's the first node over here. If you can see, we got one over here, and this is one message.customer.number, so it's already going to be mapped for you. Obviously inside client email you can put your client's email or your own business's email. Inside API key, I'm going to explain this further in just a second, so just wait. Anyway, after that we go ahead and we delay for 60 seconds. The main reason for this is so that we know that 100% the data is backed into Vapi and it's already transcribed, it's already summarized and stuff like that. This is so that we just make sure that there's no missing information at all and we have the full call. Anyway, after that, this is the fun node. We basically go ahead and get the call from Vapi, api.vapi.ai.call/ our call ID. We literally get the call from Vapi's logs and we just plug it in like this. We got authorization bearer and our API key. And actually, now that we're on it, let me show you how to get your API key. I just want you guys to go over here, go to API key, and you guys can just go ahead and add a key over here. I'm just going to copy my ID right over here, and we can go back over to scenario and just go ahead and plug that in right over here. So once you've done that, you're going to be able to use this HTTP node. Basically, it follows the exact same principle as ChatGPT. We basically go ahead and do the result. After we get the result, the data, we basically plug it into a parse JSON so that it can all be in variables and stuff like that. And then we just go ahead and go into the last final node where we actually update the client or the company or whatever it is. As you can see, this is obviously ghost variables. You guys will have to plug in the variables again. It's the exact same name. You just have to go ahead and plug them in from this node. It's all done and dusted for you. And obviously, if you guys just plug and play this template and try it once, it should just automatically be mapped for you. It doesn't really matter. We've made it very simple for you guys. And yeah, that is literally it. That is all you need to go ahead and create these systems for all of these e-commerce stores and create these ticket systems. Obviously, you could pair this with some customer support agent that could do a transfer call to a live agent, stuff like that. There's so many things you can do over here, but this is just the main system that every e-commerce owner actually wants. But anyways, let's get into how the actual inbound calling system works. So I want you guys to head over to Vapi. I want you guys to go ahead and go into your good old phone numbers. This is where you guys actually have to get a free Twilio phone number that you can plug into Vapi, and that just literally looks like this. You just go over to Twilio and you go over to the console page of Twilio after signing up for your free account. And if I actually show you guys what my Twilio literally looks like, it's just a simple console console page, you guys have to go into Twilio. You have to click the tutorial right down over here. There's gonna be button over here. Get yourself the 3 ticks. Obviously you don't have to get the last one. Upgraded Twilio account is optional, but I've obviously went ahead and I've upgraded my Twilio account. You guys just need the account SID and the free Twilio phone number. You guys can get that info from down over here. Just copy everything, go back over to Vapi, click import, and just paste in that data right over here and click import from Twilio. After that, you're gonna be left on a page like this, phone number down over here with the inbound settings. So basically all you literally have to do is go ahead and click select assistant and select the assistant that we just made right now, and that is literally it. You guys will get inbound calls on this literal assistant by just calling this number, and you guys are good to go. And obviously you can add some fallback destination and your own phone number, and you can obviously watch my other videos on custom memory and plug that in over here. But that is the entire system built out right for you step by step. So my fellow brothers, that's all we had time for today. But look, my brothers, I want you guys to understand this, that the reason I create these videos is not for my own benefit. I already have a company. We have Horizon AI. We're dealing with all of these different clients in all of the different parts of the world. I don't have to create these videos. The main reason I create these videos is so that I can provide the templates, the resources, the knowledge to you guys, so you can do this to businesses in your local area, so that the entire industry as a whole is finally innovated and brought to the future. So I know, my brothers, at the beginning it seems hard, it seems impossible. You don't know how to sell, you don't know how to price, you don't know how to do anything. But I'm telling you, all it takes is a little bit of drive and a little bit of focus, because I have provided everything. It is much easier to do this now than when it was at my time, when I had no resources, I had no blueprints, I had no templates, I had to build everything from scratch. So I'm providing you guys literally everything you need to go to local businesses in your area, or go to your friends, dads, moms, sister, whatever it is. Go to people in your family, go to people in your surrounding areas, and go ahead and deliver this for them, and actually start to make an impact on this world, my brother. You have to do this. That's the whole point of me making these videos, not for you guys to watch them and be enjoyed, no, so that you guys can actually go ahead, put in the work, and do the hard work required to achieve success. Remember, my brothers, my sisters, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. Let me know which tutorial you want to see next, and remember, we love coffee, and make sure you stay hard.